What's up guys, Nathan from AES in the Fitting Bay. Now if you're looking for a head unit or you stumbled across this video or you're doing some research, you're most likely looking at the top end stuff and the entry level stuff. But what about the units that sit right in the middle? Guys, meet the Alpine ILX-407A. Now this basically takes your entry level unit being the W650E, which is soon to be replaced with the later model, and the 507A and compresses them together. And this is what you get. This is the baby of the 650 and the 507, the 407A. This is gonna have features like the 650's short chassis design, which we'll go and look at, meaning you can install this in a much wider range of cars. The chassis design is so thin and small, you can get it in any car. And it has the ability for the Alpine Power Pack that you can connect to the back and boost the power going to your speakers. That was one of the reasons why the 650 was such a big unit. Alpine have done extremely well with that unit and they sold a bunch of them because of the short chassis design and the power pack. They have the small KTP amplifiers that bolt directly onto the back, doubling the speaker power output. Amazing, right? So that utilizes this. The 650 though, it doesn't have digital radio. The 507 has digital radio. The 407, digital radio, okay? CarPlay, Android Auto, FLAC audio, HDMI, high-res audio. The thing is packed with features. I'm just gonna sit here and rant while we look at the box. I'm gonna pull it out, show you guys what it looks like, what you get in the packaging and all that sort of stuff. But this is a unit that if you're looking at high and low end stuff, you're not sure where to go, this is where you wanna be. So just looking a little bit closer at the box there, it's gonna show you some of the main features that you get with this unit. Apple CarPlay, works with iPhone, Android Auto, FLAC audio, Bluetooth, HDMI, and digital radio. And then coming over to the back here, you'll see you've got the 4-volt pre-outs and the 4x 50-watt speaker outputs. They are not RMS power ratings. Contents of the box is gonna be your user manual. Okay, that's always good, handy to leave in the glove box just in case. The unit itself, which we'll look at shortly, and then your wiring kit. So this is always fun to look at what you get inside the wiring kit. Main power harness right here, which goes to bare wires. So if you're gonna use this one here, you're gonna wanna hardwire that to your steering wheel control interface or hardwire connection kit or something like that. We can do another video on that if you need. This cable right here is going to have your pre-outs on it. So you'll have front channel, rear channel, subwoofer channel. You'll have an auxiliary input channel as well. And then you've also got 2 RCAs for cameras, okay? They are just RCA for front and rear video signal. Now this is fantastic on the 407. Just a little pin in that camera cable. So you've got 2 RCAs here for your video signal. If you're using an aftermarket camera, you can just go plug straight in front and rear camera, nice and easy, and then your camera power. If you're working with the 507A or any of the 5 series units, if you want to call them, so 507, 509, 511, they have the direct Alpine camera plug. I'll pop a photo of that somewhere here. If you have that plug, you have to buy the Alpine direct camera plug adapter, which then just goes to one of these RCAs, or you can hardwire it. We do have a video showing you how to hardwire it, so you can hardwire it, but it's just something to keep in mind. If you want to DIY this head unit and you want things to be easy and headache-free, RCA. Nice and easy for any aftermarket camera. Moving on, we've got the external microphone. This is always nice to mount up high in the roof lining so it's out of the way. And then it comes with a nice little mount as well. So that's your microphone. USB extension, okay, so if you're gonna run the USB into the glove box or something like that, there's a little extension for it. If you have a USB retention kit for the specific car that you are installing in, you can either go ahead and plug that retention kit straight into the back of the unit, or you can use the adapter and then use an extension as well. But if you've got an adapter, stay away from the extension, just connect it straight to the unit. Otherwise, run that wherever you want it. More RCAs here, guys. We've got a video input and a video output. It's only RCA, not HDMI or anything like that, but it is really nice to see that you do have a video in and output that you can utilize. So if you've got, say, the Alpine roof mount, you can connect these all together. And the very last thing in the kit, guys, is the CAN IF plug. So this is going to be a very specific plug. If you have the Alpine CAN bus interface for a specific vehicle, you can go ahead and connect this to the interface to the head unit, and you can access things like climate control and all that sort of stuff directly from the head unit. But again, that is very, very vehicle specific. And that is pretty much it for the wiring. And there it is in the flesh, guys. 7-inch capacitive touchscreen display, and then you've got all the soft touch buttons at the very bottom there. So you'll be able to go through and use volume down and up. There's a mute button, a home button, voice control, and phone button, and they're very accessible at the bottom there. As I was saying earlier, this is that short chassis design. So that is extremely short, and for cars, it's not a lot of cars, but there are a fair few cars. A perfect example is the BMW E46. In the E46, you can't use a full-size double-din unit without cutting some of the back of the heater area. With this unit, straight in, easy, not a problem. So that is one example of, I'm sure there are many more, but that's one. And then you've got the universal mounting hardware. So we install a lot of these units. We've never had an issue with the size here with the mounting hardware and the position of the mounting hardware. And then just moving over to the back of the unit here, you will see everything is labeled. So plugging things in is going to be really nice and easy. You've got your main AM, FM antenna power there. You've got the plug here for your pre-outs and reverse and front cameras. You've got the main power itself. There's a digital radio plug. You've got the CAN IF plug around here. And you will also notice there is a HDMI input here. So if you have something else in the car that you want to run HDMI in, I'll give you an example. I have the 509 unit in my Prado. We have a Chromecast connected to that. So you can connect anything with a HDMI out into this input, and there are ways to get it to work with wiring and stuff, which is a different video, but yes, you can do something like that. And that is basically the unit at a glance. I'll go ahead and connect power to this thing and we'll see how it looks. So first thing you're gonna get, guys, is the Alpine logo. A lot of people ask me if you can customize this. Now there are a lot of units you can and some units you cannot. I believe on this unit you can. First thing, when the unit opens up, it's gonna boot us right into the AM, FM radio page. And then you'll see here, there's a few different buttons, and there are some buttons that are common. So you've got the 6 dots here and the 6 dots there. So they're both your home button. So if you press that, it's going to bring you right to your home screen. This is the home screen that you're greeted with when you turn the unit on, and also gives you quick access. So from the home screen here, you'll see you've got your time and date, which you'll need to set right here. AM and FM radio is right there. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay right here. So they're very, very easy to connect. I'll show you how to do that soon. If you want to access your front or rear camera, you can do that with the tap of a button, as well as entering reverse. That will also automatically connect you to your camera. Moving over, very fast and responsive screen. I'm just going to slightly give it a little swipe, straight over. Next apps, you've got your digital radio, audio input through USB, video input through USB, Bluetooth audio, phone for phone calls, photos. So you can add photos to the unit, and you can even make those photos your wallpaper. That's the HDMI that we looked at before. So at the back of the unit, if you plug something in, you can go ahead and connect it. And then you've got your auxiliary plugs. Moving over, you can turn the display off. Vehicle info from that CAN plug that we looked at before. And then unit settings in here. So there's a lot of settings to go through, and you'll see here in general, you can set things like your radio. So you've got RDS information, the seek settings, FM tuner settings, not a lot to really play with in there. DAB settings, okay, so you can announce TA, announce news, and this is all stuff that's all personal preference. Auxiliary, you can change the input signal and the display mode. So if you are using the auxiliary input, you can go ahead and change those signal settings, like for example, NTSC or PAL. Language, okay, if you want to change it, it's got a whole bunch of languages. Wallpaper and theme. So in the wallpaper, you will have a bunch of pre-generated ones. So you got amber, blue, green, red, and then we can just set the wallpaper, and you'll see we have red now. And then going back, you can also do your own image through USB. Screen and LED customization. Okay, so dimmer is on automatic, which means there's a dim sensor in the screen itself. So you can have it on auto, or you can just turn it on so it's dim, or have it off so it's extremely bright. And then you've got the level and illumination level as well. So date and clock, right in there you can go ahead and change the time and date to set it correct. Your display off, okay, right there, nice and easy. About the unit installation as well, so that'll show you what's connected. So parking brake, we've hardwired it so it thinks it's on all the time. And then reverse as well, once that sees a reverse signal, it will work. Steering wheel position, always set this, okay, so we live in Australia, we're on the right hand side. make sure you save it. Go back, mute while backing up. So when you go into reverse, if you want to hear sound, leave it off. If you want the sound to go quiet, turn it on. There's more settings for the CAN and for the CAN interface box that we were talking about before, like park assist, climate control, all that sort of stuff. Back over to connection, so you've just got Bluetooth information, set Bluetooth device, and you've turned Apple CarPlay on and off. So here, you can go in, and now basically, let's just do that while we're here. I'll open my phone, find the unit, hit pair, hit yes. That's gonna go ahead and connect. Allow, okay. iPhone is connected, perfect. And then auto connect leave on, so that when you jump in the car the next time, it will automatically connect to your Bluetooth phone. Camera, you can go ahead and change your front and rear camera settings, like the signal. You have to actually go ahead and turn the camera on when you first install it. A lot of people forget that. And then sound. So in here, you do get a really good sound equalizer. This is better than what you get in the 650E. You've got the music expander. That's basically Alpine's loudness. Okay, so if you just want to very easily get more sound and bass and treble and just naturally bring everything up, you've got 3 levels. So if you just go level 1, you'll instantly notice everything get a little bit louder, a bit more bassier. Not everybody's favorite. I like to leave it off and actually go through and play with the settings. But if you just want quick and easy, boom, go through and do that. Then you've got your presets as well. Alpine presets are really good. So pop, rock, classical, jazz, electronic, hip hop, depending on what you're listening to, just go through and set something, have a listen to it, see what you think. Coming into this setting here, you can go through and change fader, balance, okay, left, right, front, rear, bass, treble, subwoofer level. You need to make sure subwoofer is connected for that to work. And then you've got a graphic equalizer as well. So this is pretty cool. Alpine has it's not the biggest, it's not the craziest graphic equalizer, but it is still something that you can play with. Because I've set a preset, that's why they're like that. If you just hit flat, that's back to no preset. Time correction is an awesome feature that Alpine have added in as well. So you can go ahead, and this will take a bit of work, but you can go ahead and measure and do your time correction. Crossover, okay, you've got your front high pass filter, rear high pass filter, and subwoofer low pass filter. So that's pretty fun. A lot of people will know what that means and how to play with that. And if you're not sure about any of this stuff, it doesn't hurt to just go and have a play and just muck around in there. And if you get stuck or if it sounds really bad, just go back to flat and then start again, and do some research on actually how to tune the radio and get it how you like. Or if you were having it installed by someone like us, you can tell them, hey, this is the kind of music I listen to, set it up for that. And then that's not a problem, we can do that. Volume, so this is pretty cool. This is like feedback volume, source volume, and it's like the input gain to certain things. So if you want the radio louder than an iPod, you can set that, or Apple CarPlay. If you want the entertainment to be loud, but your notifications to be low, or your volume on your ringtone to be high or low, you can set that, and that's all very personal. We usually just leave that on flat, just show you how to use it. Rear speaker on, subwoofer on, so all those subwoofer settings that were grayed out before will now be accessible. For example, here, you couldn't do subwoofer level before, now you can. Defeat, don't worry about that, just leave that off. That's like the low sound setting thing. So if we head into our phone, you'll see that the phone is connected. However, when we go to Apple CarPlay, it's not gonna let us connect because we need to plug into USB. So no wireless CarPlay. We've now run into the first thing that I don't like about this unit. A lot of people are unsure on wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Plugging it in is not a problem. You can do that, but once you use wireless, it's good. I've got the 509 in the Prado. I daily the Prado, and I use wireless CarPlay. It connects every time. It doesn't drop out. There is no issues with the wireless. Alpine's wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto is really good. So there's no issues with that. This unit does not have it. The 650 and the 407, wired CarPlay only. You have to plug it in. It's not the end of the world. It just means that what you want to do when you're getting this installed or installing yourself is put the USB in a easy location, somewhere you can just leave a cable. It's not ugly. It's just easy to get in the car, plug it in, off you go. If you want wireless, then this isn't the unit, or you could use an adapter, which is a different video. But This is wired only, so I'm gonna go get a cable and show you. Look at that. It doesn't get much better than that, guys. That is Apple CarPlay. You're gonna have fantastic connection with CarPlay. Phone calls will sound amazing. You've got Siri for your messages, so you can tell her if you want to message someone, or she'll read out your messages. Or if you want to map somewhere, you just go ahead and open Apple Maps and it will take you either home or other destinations. Swiping over, you've got other apps that are compatible. So in my case, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Waze, Google Maps, WhatsApp and WeChat, SoundCloud, Triple J, Smooth Player. If you've got other apps like Sigic and all sorts of other things, they will all work as well. Just depending on what apps you have that are compatible. For example, I use Spotify. I don't use YouTube Music, but if you used YouTube Music and you had it, it would be here. On your phone, you can rearrange the apps. So if you don't want Apple Maps here, you want Waze, you can do that. You can just rearrange them, really nice and easy. But yeah, that's pretty much Apple CarPlay. So that's just one feature of this head unit. If we hit this home button and go back, you'll now see we're back at the original homepage that we had before, but we've got CarPlay illuminated because our phone's plugged in. That's pretty much this unit in a nutshell. There's one other thing that I really like about this unit, and that is this feature. So if you press and hold, you can change apps around or change even widget sizes. So we've just moved the front camera over. And then let's say I wanted to replace front camera with Bluetooth audio. I can go ahead and drag that and take it over here. Just like that. Same thing with the rear, press and hold, get rid of it, we don't want it. Just hold it, bring it here. And then let's just say unit settings is another one that I use a fair bit. Okay, done. Just like that. I have easily customized the unit how I like it. I've easily got access to my settings. I've easily got access to my Bluetooth audio and my Apple CarPlay. And that is pretty much it, guys. This is the Alpine ILX-407A. Perfect unit right in the middle. It's not top end, it's not low, it's just in the middle. It's a good unit. If you have any questions about it, drop them in the comments below. If you want to reach out to us for any information on the unit or installation inquiries or anything like that, just head to www.shoptfb.com, fill out the contact form, we'll get back to you. This unit will be the first link in the description if you want to go ahead and pick this exact unit up. It's an Alpine unit. We are Alpine dealers, we're Alpine Specialist dealers actually. So if you need anything regarding Alpine, whether it's this unit or anything else, we can help you out with Alpine specifically. But yeah, that is pretty much it, the 507A. Thank you all so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, we'll catch you in the next one. CarPlay, wireless, Android Auto, all that sort of stuff.